I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 wrestling podcast formerly on Pornhub, Smackin It Raw. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the word matter, but that's not important. What's important is my co-host. She is host of the She Lead Showcase, Inside the Mind of, In the Crowd, and your current, reigning, defending, undisputed trick or trivia champion by 1 point, Ms. Katie Kinsey Bay.
Hi.
I gotta do it, so I did it.
1 point, baby. That's all I needed.
How you doing, Katie?
I'm fine. I'm cold. My knee hurts. You know.
Neither Katie nor I really knew what we were gonna do. Like, I went back and I looked when I made the thumbnail, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I called last year the Rear End Review 2023, so this is our last show of the year. So this should also be the Rear End Review 2024." And I was gonna do a regular episode, and then I wasn't. And then I talked to Katie, and she's like, "I watched like half a wrestling show and decided to stop taking notes."
I watched everything. I just didn't take notes. There's a difference.
So we're just going to talk about the year in wrestling. I don't really have notes. I do, however, because it is the Rear End Review, have a selection of rear ends to choose from that I will bring up on the screen, and we can debate and discuss who has the best rear end. A show and tell. Now, you may have some... I feel like Cody Rhodes and Anthony Bowens are like the only two men. Like, if Titus was here, Titus would probably win. You know, if Ahmed Johnson was still around, Ahmed Johnson. But, like, Cody Rhodes is America's ass.
True.
And Anthony Bowens is Anthony Bowens. Like,
justice for Anthony Bowens. Get that man away from Max Caster, for the love of God.
Any other dudes you think qualify?
I mean, Maxwell. Jacob Friedman. Cake.
Ahmed's butt is goated. What's up, Frets? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Kwanzaa,
Happy Holidays,
Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. So Maxwell, who else?
Damien Priest.
Okay.
Little
bisexual taker, yeah.
Bisexual taker. It's like part of me wants to say Finn, but it's not the cake that we are after.
No, it's the dick print. It's
yes.
The front. It's so, like, you know how there's a wedding cake and then you got the bride and groom on top?
Yeah,
that's the bride and groom. We're not here for the cake. We're here for the topper.
The topper. I don't
see. I don't look at the men's asses like this, so I had a hard time. You know, like.
True. I mean, Roman. Jay, but not Jimmy, which is weird.
Well, you know, that's not how twins work. I mean, when you look at Nikki and you look at Brie, they have completely different body types.
True. Well,
similar faces, but completely different body types. Well, even now, like post babies, like different body types.
True.
I should probably, you know what? Fuck it. We're not doing that. Listen, go to twitch.tv or youtube.com. I've been saying it all year. If you guys have been listening, you guys already know the things and what to do. Katie, why is it important to me?
You're a whore and stuff.
She got to call me a whore. Now we're good. We're happy. I'm not pulling up the link. It's Creation World. Just go there, do the things. we're good for
The
this
whole-
year. That's not what this year's about. This year's about reviewing the year in 2024. Rear end reviewing the year 2024.
The rear view,
So
Naomi.
the rear view. So one thing that we used to do and we got away from was titles for this show.
Yeah.
So let's look at some of the titles that we had
This is fun.
this year.
Titles for episodes are some of my favorite things. It's hard for me to come up with some titles, but it's always fun.
So January 7th, we had. I want you to write down your favorites, and then we'll talk about your favorites. And if I have a favorite here, I'll make you write one down too. Messy finish on a face.
You're so ridiculous.
Then there was Paquete de Lobo.
I was not here for that one.
Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
I mean, that's a classic.
MILF's Rumble in Miami.
I'm trying to remember that one. Oh, okay, I remember.
You Cucked My Cody was The Rock.
You cooked my Cody.
MILF's Rumble in Miami. The thumbnail is Jade Cargill picking up Nia Jax.
So the Rumble.
I know this is going to be a favorite of Katie's because this was a time bisexual attitude era. Mommy, 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 oi, oi, oi.
I forgot we did that one.
I'm gonna let you finish.
That was when you would not fucking stop interrupting me. That was insanity.
Heels for Raw. That was when we were joined by our friends over at Heels for Life. Canadian Drive-By.
Anything with the Wall of Boys has a good title.
Specific Lingus.
I remember we had to vote on that one.
Yep. She pulled up, I pulled out. Just happened. You can ring my bell.
That's because you wouldn't stop singing the fucking song.
Soaking. Where I thought everyone what soaking was.
I remember the thumbnail is Mariah.
Yeah, it is. All the solo parts.
I don't remember that one at all.
Weak pull-out game.
Because I think it was supposed to be different. I think it was supposed to be pull-out game week.
Yeah. Hot buy action.
I mean, well, that's getting ripped out. Of course.
Miss New Booty.
Great song.
Super Smash Brother.
Oh, brother.
The Polyamorous Portal.
Okay, yeah. I remember that one.
Where the Breast Wrestle. Shout out to Toni Storm.
Shout out to Toni Storm.
The Mega Stuffed Clusterfuck.
Why was that a clusterfuck? What happened on that one? Who was here? Oh God, 2024 has been so long. I don't remember shit.
Hawktua or Swallow.
I'm still mad.
Sloppy Seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when we started doing the new thing for the SEO. So then we had like Money in the Bank's Forbidden Door, Heat Wave of Betrayal, 7-year anniversary, the Great American Bash of SummerSlam. We did have Hit It and Quit It. OTC, Are We All In? All In Bash in Berlin, No Mercy, All Out Fallout. We Want Mina. Was it a Grand Slam? Baby, now we got Bad Blood. Shout out to Taylor Swift.
Shout out to Taylor Swift.
Swallowing 3, Season of the Switch.
I mean, always a classic.
Yep. Yeah, no. And then we're just down to doing things. So
which isn't fun anymore.
I understand that, but apparently the numbers have been much better because people aren't looking for fun titles, or at least sticking around to watch the show based on fun titles.
Well, start doing that. Stick around.
It's more about the length of the time that they watch the videos, not how many people tune in for 2 seconds because of the title.
Trust me, I check my analytics all the goddamn time. Do I care? No. Am I still going to do my fun titles? Fuck yeah, I am.
But I don't, so I just get the information, because I complained to Travis. I'm like, I don't enjoy titling things like this, and I feel like more people watched it when I said stupid titles. He's like, yeah, but they didn't watch it for a length of time based on the fun titles. That was 300 people tuning in for a second versus 30 people watching the full show. Works differently.
View is a view, if you ask me.
So what did you write down as your favorite?
Bang Bang Scissor Gang. Classic.
You weren't even here for that.
Yes, I was.
I thought you said I literally thought when we did Bang Bang Scissors Gang, you said you weren't here for that. Oh, no, it was Paquete de Lobo you weren't here for.
Yeah, I was not here for Paquete de Lobos. You cucked my Cody, because funny. Hysterical. Even though it's fucked up. It's very funny. Bisexual Attitude Era. Canadian Drive-By. Again, anything with Fall Out Boys. Classic. Hot By Action, where the breasts wrestle, and then Swallowing 3, Season the Switch.
I think You Cucked My Cody is my favorite title out of that because, like, listen,
It's funny.
2024 was the year that I was a Cody Rhodes stan. I was all in on Cody going into WrestleMania. I was fighting my friends in group chats about this.
This is true. He was.
I was defending Cody. Cody has become my daughter's favorite wrestler. She knows his theme song by heart. She is excited every fucking day that wrestling's on. She goes, Daddy, what day is it? And I'm like, it's Monday. She goes, so Cody Rhodes doesn't come out today? I'm like, well, it's WWE, baby. He might. You never know.
Sure.
But yeah, no, The Rock came out and almost fucking rained on my goddamn parade and ruined WrestleMania for me on my birthday, and I was not having it. And you know what I did get on WrestleMania for my birthday?
What'd you get?
A Matt Riddle action figure that I lit on fire, but also hashtag Riddle over Riddle still a thing. But also Cody Rhodes as your new undisputed champion, with help from a man that I no longer support.
No, he was a minuscule thing. John Cena helped Cody. See, you got to see that on your birthday. I got to see it live. We both win.
Mm-hmm. You got to go to fucking WrestleMania this year, Katie.
I did.
I've never been to WrestleMania.
I'm about to go to my third one next year.
I know. And I'm about to have a child next year, so that ain't happening.
A second child.
Well, I'm about to have a child. Like, I have one, I'm having another one. Yes, second child. So WrestleMania is not in the cards because children are expensive.
I don't have any. So
I would like to get Zoe to a show next year, though. That'd be fun.
Oh, that'd be fun. Even if it was just like a live show, not like a.
Well, because like even today I was bored, so I just popped on Collision for shits and giggles, and like she's sitting there and she's like, "Daddy, we'll watch the show, and then whatever wrestling moves they do on the screen, we'll do to each other." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Or like when SmackDown's on, she runs in, she gets her little ring, and she comes out, and she's got her Bianca Belair and her Io Sky, and 2 versions of the Undertaker, and a shitty old school Kane. And CM Punk, who she now also loves, and Io Sky, and she gets them all in there and they wrestle. Oh, and a Rock. She has a Rock who she calls Maui.
Of course, yeah, of course.
She gets them all in there and she wrestles with them and does things and basically just smashes my hands with toys.
Yeah,
and I got to play with her. And when she looks up at me and she goes, "Daddy, will you play wrestling with me?" Like, how the fuck am I supposed to say no? It doesn't matter if I'm taking notes.
If you say no, you're the worst person in the world.
Yeah, no, I can't. No, I could never. I will stop whatever I am doing, notes, whatever, set down, and we are going to sit there and play wrestling with the little wrestling ring that I got her. You know what she did do today? She watched Annabelle Creation with me today.
Really? Well,
Yes.
I can't say I'm surprised because like it's your child.
Okay, so when I was her age, though, I was a fucking chicken shit for scary movies. Like
I know.
I was terrified. So I'm sitting there, and you know I'm doing my challenge, right? My one movie a day out of the quarter. So I decided that when I get to, like, if I'm doing the Annabelle movies, I'm going to watch them in chronological order, not in alphabetical order, because, like, I don't want to watch Annabelle and then Annabelle Comes Home and then Annabelle Creation, because that's all out of order and out of whack. So I've been doing those in chronological order. I did the same thing with American Pie. Like, American Wedding came the third movie before I got to this shit, because I'm not going to watch shit out of order. But Annabelle Creation would have been, well, Annabelle would have been today, but Annabelle Creation was today. And I realized that, like, at 4 in the afternoon or 5 in the afternoon, I was like, fuck, I gotta watch this. So I was like, hey, Zoe, you want to watch a scary movie with Daddy? And she said, yeah. And to be honest with you, like, she laughed. She said it was funny. She was asking me questions, and I was explaining to her things about demons and angels and God and all sorts of things. And I told Kate, I'm like, listen, this is a good one because there's not a whole lot of blood and gore.
True.
There's no sex. Like,
True.
It's just like, and I told Zoe, I'm like, if there's anything to be scared, if there's anything that's too scary, let me know. And she never said I'm too scared. Nothing was too scary. I even showed her, like, the demon beforehand. I'm like, this is a demon and this is what controls the doll, and, like, showed her a picture, and she didn't seem perturbed by it in any way, shape, or form. She's just like, oh, okay. At one point she even said, I like demons, and Kate shot me an evil look, and I'm like, that's not my fault. I had nothing to do with that. All right. I did not set that up. But no, she handled it really, really well. We also had a talk. I was like, so you know how you watch TV shows? Like, we watch wrestling and the Thundermans and stuff. And she goes, yeah. I'm like, you know how they fight on there? Yeah. And I'm like, you know how, like, that doesn't hurt you when they're fighting? Yeah. I'm like, it's the same thing with scary movies. Nothing that you see during the movie can hurt you because it's just a movie. And she goes, yeah, I know. Okay. And she was cool.
Said, yeah, so, I know, Dad.
She says that all the time. Everything I tell her, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because she's a fucking genius.
But yeah, no, we watched Annabelle Creation today.
You know what? I love that for you guys. Also, that just proves that she's stronger than you mentally as a child in scary movies.
Or she's going to be way more fucked up than I am now. One of the two.
Multiple things can be true at a time.
What are some other highlights that we had this year? Like, what? Some other big... Swerve's championship reign was this year.
Brian's was also this year.
Brian retired this year.
Still disrespectful that he retired for the second time. Still disrespectful. I mean, yeah, all in it, bruv. Happened. Kenny Omega almost died.
Yeah,
that happened. What else happened? This year's been so long.
Dude, it really has. I'm just going to look at the thumbnails. So we got Messy finish. This was Mariah May.
Timeless Toni Storm was a thing this year.
Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan has been a thing all year.
You know what? Fuck Liv Morgan. This is mommy's time.
The rise of Dominic Mysterio.
Chicken tender slut.
The rise of Gunther.
Big Goon.
Losing his NXT championship, moving to the main roster, and becoming your Intercontinental Champion.
Who let the dogs out?
Jey Uso became a singles champion.
Jey Uso won the IC title this year. Motor City Machine Guns in WWE, skipping past NXT.
Women's mid-card titles.
JC Jane decided to become secondary in another faction. You know why?
Why?
Because JC Jane is a fake-ass bitch.
I like that, like, the people don't see it, but I mouth it and do this every time because it just gets you hype, you know? Every single time.
Gunther. The IC title reign, and then losing that and rolling right into becoming World Heavyweight Champion.
Honestly, insane. Like, he went from Walter and people being like, oh, his stupid ass fucking name, to being big goat. And
Yeah.
one very, very dominant reign and one semi-dominant reign currently happening.
I think I was listening to Get Joe, and they said that Michael Cole did the math, and 80% of his time in WWE, Gunther has been a singles champion.
Mm-hmm.
That is insane.
Because you also have to think NXT UK.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like, NXT UK, he was champ. I remember watching him lose to... That was Dragunov. Like, that was fucking incredible. To, like, everything... Main roster. Ugh. Big Goon's had hell of a fucking year.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
Goon.
Jade Cargill.
Yes.
Over in WWE.
Like, is currently, like, out of action. Cartoon styled on the...
I'm still mad we haven't figured out who officially been told to attack her. Like, I thought that was going to happen on Friday.
Well, so did I, but then I remembered that it was pre-taped.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the sirens can just fuck off, guys. It's fine. Everyone's okay outside. NXT got the next big three. Julia, Stephanie, Zarya.
That is true. Stephanie has been a time. Actually, I should have... Fuck, hold on.
You adding her to your...
Yeah, I don't know why she's not even on here.
I don't know. I didn't make your list.
Insane to me.
Stephanie Meyer. Like, NXT has really blossomed this year, I would say. But, like, NXT's also always been, like, goated. So, like, are we really surprised? No, we're not. The answer is no, we're not.
No, we are not.
Oh, no, City.
I don't want her facing off with Tessa. That's a thing that happened this year.
Oh, the fucking Crimson Chin. Here she comes, the Crimson Chin. Like, nobody asked for that chin to come back into this business. But it's okay, because she's driving away Jordan Grace to NXT, so I'll take it.
NXT TNA.
Yeah. I mean, TNA getting its name back in general.
Getting its name back in general.
NXT fucking Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
That, you know, TC's like gonna dress up as him during Vegas, like WrestleMania week.
That's fantastic.
I'm like, please don't. But like, knowing him, he's going to. Especially if Joe Hendry is in WWE at that time. Because he might be. Who else did we get in NXT TNA? Rosemary coming over. We got Spooky Chew this year, Matt.
We got Spooky Chew this year.
Like, incredible. What are you doing over there?
I'm trying to find a good picture from behind, and this image search is some bullshit.
Wow. What else did we get this year? I mean, the Wyatt Six and like a whole massacre backstage. Chad Gable got. That happened. Which is still crazy to me that happened. Everything Drew McIntyre, CM Punk.
Just CM Punk's year in general being injured for the majority of it. Staying relevant through the whole thing. CM Punk had a hell of a year this year, especially everyone saying he was going to flame out and this wasn't going to last long. The old CM Punk was going to rear his head. I mean, I said it myself that this man is held together by fucking gum and hope.
He's held together by hopes and prayers, which is the same shit I said about Darby, because Darby is the exact same way. You know, like they're just. Also, like speaking of Darby, like this man took a coffin drop just straight on the apron, and the sound that it made almost made me throw up. Like it was just Darby's body, apron, poof. Like it was not okay. I don't understand. Also, he was supposed to climb Mount Everest this year, and then he broke his toe or his foot, and he wasn't able to. Like, that's still crazy.
Yeah, no, we both lost points on our Deadpool. I lost a couple this year. One I was really hoping, well, two I was really hoping for, and yeah.
One I got so close.
Cheated.
And
I feel cheated.
I feel cheated. I'm mad. Like, we lost. We lost it this year. Well, this is the first year I got to participate, but also speaking of that, we're doing it next year because, like, this was fun.
Yeah, we do it every year, so.
Yes. Ha ha ha. Very excited. I'll start thinking of a list. Matt, what else happened this year, bud? What else?
Hurt Business to AEW.
The Hurt Syndicate, excuse you.
I said what I said.
I said what I said. I mean, listen, when Shelton Benjamin first popped up, I was like, oh, shit. And then Big Bob showed up. Oh, it was game over. Another roast and Ricochet, which is always fun. Great
Ricochet to AEW. We lost Samantha.
And people blamed Ricochet when it clearly was not his fault. She was not happy anymore.
And everybody just being terrible to her in general.
True.
Over her emotion.
She's still fucking popping off on people. And honestly, I respect Samantha.
What's up, Doc?
Doctor. Oh, God, no.
Doctor.
Adam Cole came back.
With jaundice.
He doesn't have jaundice.
He also got allegedly cheated on.
Which MJF brought that up tonight on Collision. And
yeah, I was watching. Yeah,
I felt disrespected.
For him. Damian Priest as champion.
El Campeón.
El Campeón.
El Campeón. I mean, Damian just cashing in, period.
Yeah.
Like, that was... Drew McIntyre was champion for what? 5 minutes? Was
the Women's North American title this year, or was that last year?
It was this year. It got announced at Stand and Deliver, which I was at.
So we got all the women's... Well, the Intercontinental title technically hasn't come yet.
I mean, they're in the process. They're in the process.
Yeah.
That was the show that they first showed Julia. Like, Julia was in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
She had black hair then.
The Rascals dissolved.
Wesley turned heel and then cut his locks off.
Hell yeah.
Fraxium is fine.
I don't want to talk about that.
Listen, say what you want. They are held together by hopes and prayers. They keep getting their asses cooked, but still pull out a victory. Well, it's like, it has to be a good... Matt, there's only one team that needs to beat them. Cannoli's up for the family.
Speaking of Cannoli's up.
Tony D'Angelo.
Your NXT champion and the greatest Heritage Cup champion of all time.
He was a double... He was champion twice this year.
He was.
Two
everyone,
separate titles.
Not everyone, when I say everyone, I don't mean you, but everyone talking shit about Tony winning the Heritage Cup and how it's beneath him and blah, 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 blah. When I try to tell everyone he is Heritage. And who did Tony beat to become NXT champion? But another man who's had an amazing year.
Oh.
The ruler of the family.
Oh my god, Elbow versus Trick in 2 weeks is gonna go crazy. I'm so excited. We've been waiting for this. It's gonna be so good.
Ava as GM down in NXT.
Honestly, she has that's not what I wanted. She has been killing it, respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
Just not taking shit from anyone, especially Eddie Thorpe's bitch ass.
I don't even know how he skipped past this, but not only did Roman Reigns lose his title and the Bloodline dissolved, but then Solo brought in 2 crazy Tongans and motherfucking Jacob Fatu at the Smackdown that I was at. The same Smackdown that CM Punk got his ass whooped by Drew McIntyre, and I couldn't make it down to save him, no matter how hard I tried.
You were like up 18,000 flights of fucking steps, and you said,
I was
"Help is on the
so
way."
winded, but I was on my way.
Oh fuck! Yeah, no, Drew McIntyre dropped CM Punk like a sack of potatoes. That was so crazy.
And I got to meet Melissa in person for the first time. Got to see Vince live at that show as well, and it was my wife's best friend Danny's first WWE show, and I was able to go with her. So now I have taken both my best friend's wife, because Caroline, they weren't married at the time, and my wife's best friend to wrestling shows. And my wife. I've also taken my wife.
He's never taken Kate.
I got her 3rd row for Money in the Bank. Everyone else got whatever the fuck, like wherever we were.
Wow, ooh, 3rd row. Okay.
You know, behind the announce desk.
Shit. Okay.
The Wyatt Six debuted in an amazing fashion and then disappointed the fuck out of me for the rest of the year.
Well, yeah, I said that earlier, but you weren't paying attention, I guess.
Listen, you know how many I had to go to Google to find the ass pics because whatever Bing or whatever I was in just wasn't doing it.
What the fuck were you in Bing? That's your first problem.
It was just up. It was what was there.
Well, that's your fault. Yeah, no, they had a whole massacre backstage. Chad Gable died for our sins.
Chad Gable died for our sins. We also had some collabs, like we already talked about Heels for Life being on for the very first time. I also went over and hung out. I believe, went over and hung out with them, correct? You were with me?
Yes.
We did a show. I know I did. I think you were there. Pretty sure.
I think I was there.
Yes.
Sure. I was there. I believe you.
Then everything we did for Wallop this year. Love our boys over at Wallop. I did a couple watch-alongs over with the Circle of Debate crew. Shout out to Ivan, our boy Just in Time. Of course, the wonderful Dan Bakley, who is the one that kept inviting me. But, you know, I changed shifts and I was available, so I did some live watch-alongs over there with them and hung out. Got to see Tim in a chat, which I haven't seen in fucking forever.
Yeah. True.
We had Young Kings Wrestling on, as always, this year.
Mm-hmm.
I love those episodes.
Why? Because you and TC just argue?
No. I think Vince was there for that episode, and that's why it was a clusterfuck, because we couldn't do the Oreo thing because Vince was there.
Oh, yeah. He fucked up our Oreo.
Yeah.
Which is like, we had a whole...
our Oreo.
Fucked up our Oreo.
I don't know if you've written anything down, but write down he fucked up our Oreo.
I mean, the only thing I wrote down was all those things you told me earlier about the titles, but he fucked up our Oreo. It's true! We had a whole thing. Because, like, last year, it was the Oreo. And then we were like, oh, let's do it again this year. We got this. And then Vince came along and he fucked up our Oreo. I'm just saying, I'm hysterical, and you need to realize that, Matt.
Shotzi Blackheart returned recently from injury.
Okay, yeah, Shotzi came back. I feel like somebody else.
Listen, we've already had the discussion. You are as hilarious as me. No more, no less.
funny as fuck. Somebody else came back. Dakota Kai came back.
Dakota Kai came back. Yeah. Sol Ruka had a big year.
Bro, Sol Ruka's so cool. Like, I want to be her.
Tiffany Stratton still holding on to the Money in the Bank, the longest women's Money in the Bank holder, I think, at this point. No,
I don't think so. I think Carmella still holds it. It's Googleable. I'll Google. Because Carmella held it for a really long time.
Yeah, but then after that, every single person held it for like a week.
Well, yeah. Stay Smackdown. That's not what I wanted. Hold on. It's Google is taking forever. Okay, well that was not when she cashed in. Hold on. How long did Carmella hold the money? She held it for 287 days.
Okay.
And Tiffany has held it so far.
I don't think it's more than 200.
It definitely is not more than 200, but one of the things underneath is like when people also ask, did Tiffany Stratton cash in at Crown Jewel? Did Tiffany Stratton cash in? What nationality is Tiffany Stratton? Why is Tiffany Stratton so popular? Those are all the things.
So Zoe Watt, the whole reason I got Zoe into martial arts and her ninja classes was because she watches this show called The Ninja Kids. And they actually had like a WWE episodes where like they went to WrestleMania and did shit, and they got like access to shoot their show and do shit and meet wrestlers. They also had an episode where they had wrestlers come to their gym and like join up with the kids and do challenges and shit. And Tiffany Stratton and Zelina Vega were there, and Braun Breaker was there, and Omos, Braun and Omos were there, and teamed up with the kids, and that's how Zoe found out who Tiffany Stratton and Braun Breaker were, was through the Ninja Kids show,
which is insane.
Yeah,
like crazy.
We lost. Did we lose Becky Lynch this year, or was that last year? That was this year,
it was
right?
This year.
Yeah.
It was this year.
This year does not feel real, Katie.
Bro, you're fucking telling me it's been the longest goddamn year in my life.
We lost Vince McMahon this year, thank God.
Thank fucking God.
TKO showed up and took over and decided to jack up all the fucking ticket prices.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Bastards. Yeah, it's not telling me how long she's been champion, but yeah, no, she's not been champion for that long. Because Money in the Bank was in fucking July. So
Logan Paul retired because he's
Bitch!
But like he didn't retire because he's back.
What do you mean he's back?
He showed up at the fucking press conference thing they did for the Netflix. Like
I didn't watch any of that.
I saw it on Twitter. I didn't watch it. I was at work.
That's not true. I watched a clip of Kevin Owens, the real world champion, showing up and complaining that the real world champion, which I love the fact that he stole Cody, like the belt that Cody wanted. They said you get for one night. Like he stole that.
I mean, I said, listen, we've been Team Cody and all that fun stuff. But I said, you know how fucking funny it would be if they give Cody this Winged Eagle belt for one night and Kevin Owens wins? Like, it'd be so fucked up, but so funny. No, so at like the Netflix thing they were having or whatever, Logan Paul's bitch ass came out and said, ha ha ha, just kidding, I'm not retired. And he's going to be on Raw now. Because they hate me.
Yes, they do.
Also, Liv and Rhea had a standoff, and some little kid was like, I love you, Rhea, like in the crowd. And she's like, I love you too, small child. And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Ow. Because it was like and I love you too, random citizen. It's the same vibe. What?
I miss Alexa Bliss.
She's been kind of teasing that she's coming back.
I'm like, so we did a little discussion about who jumped Jade Cargill, and I think we're both on the same page that it is one of the current women's tag team champions. It is either Bianca and or Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
But what if it's not?
A lot of people are thinking Charlotte.
What if it's Alexa?
Could be.
Well, 5 Feet of Fury herself.
Anything is possible if you just believe.
Because she had a baby.
She did have a baby.
Took some time off.
I mean,
There were a bunch of babies being born this year.
Babies are wrestling. Our federation grows every day. A lot of babies.
This is 2024 has definitively been the worst year of Chris Jericho's career.
No, disrespectfully, I need him to get the fuck off my TV. Because, like, why is he still here?
Disrespectfully, retire.
Disrespectfully, go the fuck home.
Why
And
did we have to lose
stay there.
Bryan Danielson and keep Chris Jericho?
Because Tony Khan hates us. Because Brian made a promise to Birdie and he wanted to keep it because he's a good dad or whatever.
I understand that. I get that.
I don't understand that. Wow, no, that's crazy.
Chad Gable turned heel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still mad Chad Gable didn't win the IC title. I'm still mad.
I'm still mad Sheamus hasn't won the IC title.
Shame-o.
We got Pete Dunne back. He's not Butch anymore, even though we're still fighting with our truth about him being Butch.
He said, Butch, please. John Cena decided to announce that he's retiring next year, this year.
But it's going to be full-time.
I know! I'm so happy.
So, John Cena, his bald spot.
Stop!
His jorts. His ungodly pale old man body will be live on our screens every week.
And that's so disrespectful to the GOAT, John Cena. How dare you?
It is just an accurate description.
His jorts are gonna hang from the fucking rafters.
His jorts are hanging off him.
Hey. You know what? I love that he's been consistent with the jorts. The entire career. Besides Prototype, but like that, we don't count that. John Cena. That's my guy. I don't want him to retire.
We called up Tiffany. We called up Mello.
I forgot another thing. Paul Heyman got inducted to the Hall of Fame.
One of the best Hall of Fame induction speeches.
Dude, seeing that live and being in that moment, I cried like 3 times during his speech. I had like full body chills. I was hooting and hollering. It was such an experience. It was so cool.
The Rock wrestled.
If you can call it that.
What do you mean if you can call it that?
Dwayne doing Dwayne things.
Yeah, well, that's how The Rock wrestles.
Dwayne yelling at every person, saying he'll fire them during that match. Which, like, that's why, like, sometimes it sucks going to a show live and not being able to hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
So, like, hearing it after the fact, I'm like, damn, that's some crazy shit he's out there saying. Good movie.
CM Punk and Drew McIntyre's feud over a bracelet.
Yeah.
And then online controversy about a bracelet.
Yeah. That happened. 'Twas a thing.
Yeah.
God, what the fuck else happened this year?
What was your feud of the year? Because I think mine was Drew CM Punk.
I think it has to be Drew CM Punk. Oh, Jesus. Like, even when Punk wasn't here, he was home.
Yeah.
It was still getting under the skin of Drew McIntyre. Like, this has been an entire year. This shit started at the Rumble. I mean, technically, this shit started at fucking Survivor Series last year. But this started at the Rumble when Drew hurt Punk.
Drew.
Like, Drew McIntyre. Yeah, when he hurt CM Phil. Like, an entire year. Vendettas.
And listen, CM Punk was like, he was just going tit for tat. Like, you fucked me, I fucked you. And then Drew kept coming back. And CM Punk's just like,
go touch grass.
Are you just trying to find a way to use all of the ones we have?
Bring your ass out here and spit in my face!
You know, that's another thing that pisses me off. Where the fuck is Wardlow? I'm still mad.
I had high hopes for Wardlow, and I don't think that I don't. At least not where he's at.
As in not on TV.
Well, no, I've said it before, and I will say it again. Tony Khan does have some strong suits, and booking big men is not one of them. He does not know how to utilize or how to book or how to push large, like, everyone gave Vince shit for a long time because he just pushed the beefcakes, right? Like, if you wanted to be champion outside of like your Shawn Michaels or maybe a Bret Hart or, you know, Daniel Bryan, like a few select people, normally you needed to be built like fucking Batista to get a push. Tony Khan doesn't seem to know how to take guys like a Wardlow, like a Will Hobbs, like a Lance Archer, like, you know, any of the big men on his roster and push them. We keep fucking forgetting. We need to stop forgetting because we forgot when we talked about this when we did the trivia. Samoa Joe, AEW champion, which was like my highlight of AEW. Like, that was my favorite thing that happened in AEW was Samoa Joe's AEW champion.
To be fair, we keep forgetting because for a while he was off filming Twisted Metal Season 2 after he was a part of the Joe Hokbada shit. Like, we forgot.
So, feud of the year, I know a lot of AEW fans are going to disagree. And, you know, Hangman Swerve is up there too.
That's definitely
we burnt the fucking house down. We burnt the fucking house down.
The arsonist evil mustache.
But for me, it's CM Punk Drew. But over on the AEW side, I think best character of the year goes to Timeless Toni Storm.
Oh, 100%.
And Toni Storm Mariah May is also up there for feud of the year.
Yeah. Sprinkling a little bit of Mina Shirakawa. Like,
they gave us Mina Shirakawa on American TV in 2024, and that may be the greatest. Next to Samoa Joe winning that World Heavyweight Championship, that may be the greatest thing that they have done.
Literally, so for you took part in it, the like best women's wrestling moment this year or whatever. You want to know what Reek's answers was?
Yeah.
The 3-way kiss between Mina, Mariah, and Toni.
I mean, is he wrong?
That was
though?
No, but I was like, really?
Hold on a second.
Because I watched, like, as everyone told me they were done, I like went to see. I was like, oh, okay, like, what answers what? Whose is whose?
I think now is a good time to introduce one of the first nominees for Best Ass.
Best rear, excuse you.
And that would be 3 nominees in Timeless Toni Storm, Mariah May, and Mina Shirakawa.
Which is still crazy that we got a throuple on national TV.
So let's narrow it down between these 3.
I'm going Toni.
You kind of gotta go Toni, don't you?
I think Mina's a close second.
Yeah. Mariah is a lot like Tiffany Stratton, I feel like British
Yeah.
Tiffany. Oh, and speaking of AEW,
British
and great
Tiffany.
things, British Tiffany Stratton. Speaking of AEW and great things, Harley Cameron coming out of fucking nowhere.
Bro, Harley Cameron has
being
been a
AEW's
highlight.
White Girl R-Truth, which is fantastic.
She has changed personas. She was Harley Graham. She was a luchadora. She doesn't have to deal with Saraya anymore. Like, she doesn't have to deal with Noodle Neck. Like, it's great. She's having a great time.
Text message, sorry. No, she has been like from going QT Marshall and then to, like you said, Noodle Neck Saraya. But like even some of that was really good. But where she's at now
is top fucking tier.
Like, we lost Timeless Toni Storm, and in our time of need, out came Harley Cameron. Was like, I'm here.
Yes, we lost Timeless Toni, but we got Toni with amnesia now, which is so interesting that they're doing it like this. Like, I give full credit probably to RJ City because he was behind a lot of the Timeless and Mariah stuff. So RJ City's getting all the props for this. Not Tony Khan. Okay. RJ City.
I'm interested. Like, what is his role?
I think he just like, so I know him and Renee usually do the like pre-show stuff, like for pay-per-views, and he like kind of does backstage-ish segments, but like not for everybody, like specific people. Like he works a lot with like the women, it seems like, but like again, specifically Toni and Mariah, that kind of thing.
Well, so we've talked about some of the women. One woman that I feel like we'd be remiss if we didn't mention because it was big news. Mercedes Moné in AEW.
Yeah. Would have happened sooner, but she broke her foot and shit, so interesting.
And then the year of Willow.
Willow Nightingale has been a sneaky underdog MVP of 2024.
Stat turned heel.
Julia Hart became everything I've wanted.
And then went out on injury and now is returning.
Is back already. And is feuding with Jamie Hayter, who also returned.
Who also came back this year. Yep.
Let us go. We're doing great.
I watched TNA this year for a short while. Until they took it away from me. I paid $1 for TNA and watched it. And now that Tessa's there, I'm not going to, no.
Not keep that chin away from me. No, thank you. God. What the fuck else happened this year? Kyle Fletcher turned heel and shaved his head in the middle of a ring, which was weird for all parties involved. Actually, straight up, Luchasaurus almost died. And is recovering.
What? Speaking of returns.
Okay.
Our next nominee.
Okay. Sakita.
I'm gonna make a
what
list.
An outrageous picture.
This is on her Instagram.
I know. It's crazy.
And Sakita.
Absolutely wild.
Actually, we'll do 3 and we'll so there's Sakita, right?
Okay.
And then we'll do NXT Women. Oh, that didn't do it. What?
No.
Oh, okay. I see how I can do it. Lola.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you don't change your lower third, I will punch you in the throat.
What do you mean?
Why does it say the funniest person in the room?
Oh, because I never changed that.
I'll punch you.
It has just been that. All right.
All right, so Takeda Lola.
Patron saint of podcasting.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then we will do. Oh, you're gonna make me do that. Okay. So you're gonna be lame. Oh no, not what I want to do. Photos. Where did she? There she is.
Hey, Miss Barn.
So we narrowed it down from 3-1. Toni Storm beating out Mariah May and Mina Shirakawa. So Takeda, Jada Parker, or Lola Vice. This is a big one. This is a big elimination because these are like 3 top tier.
I think I go with Hey, Miss Parker.
See, I'm leaning towards Lola.
Okay, so we know Takeda's out, so we just get rid of her. We keep.
No, you know what? No, we'll go Jada.
Hey, Miss Parker.
I'm with you on that.
Also, like, come on, like you get to say fun stuff every time she shows up. Like, come on, it's a great time.
So Takeda is gone. Lola is gone.
Miss Parker.
She had a hell of a year too. I mean, she left OTM in the mud.
They're still
Took the fuck off.
They're still together.
But they ain't doing shit.
I mean, they might be coming
Comparatively.
off the tag titles next.
Comparatively, they're not doing shit.
Well, yeah, Jada Parker. Hey, Miss Parker. It's that hell of a year.
She
Street
was
fights. Lola.
basically their valet and blew the fuck up and left them behind.
You know, I completely forgot she was in the breakout tournament.
Yeah.
So was Jakara. Like, I completely forgot. Like, they showed, like, someone put, like, a clip or something of Jakara from when they, like, had everyone on stage and did, like, the breakout thing. I was like, oh my god, I completely forgot they were all here.
Speaking of breakouts, Jakara and Lash this year.
Metaphor girlies.
Which, like, I hate Metaphor, the 4 of them, and all that stuff, but those 2 together as a tag team, fucking fantastic.
Well, yeah, it's because, well, they basically had to sink or swim because Noam Dar got hurt, and Oro Mensa's just, like, not a thing anymore.
Yeah, he had that whole weird feud with Ethan Page, who also showed up this year, and quickest ever singles champion, Ethan Page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now he lost his smile and tried to take Javon Evans' smile, which is insane.
Javon Evans has had a hell of a year this year.
Because that boy is, what, bouncy?
Broke the fuck out.
He did. This is true. Who actually won the breakout tournament this year?
I don't remember. Might have been Javon.
Was it Javon? I'm Googling it. I don't remember who won either. NXT.
Was it Trick?
No.
Because NXT champion Trick Williams happened this year.
I know.
The feud between Trick and Mello happened this year.
Which is so crazy. No, that's not right.
What?
Saying Oba won? But I don't think that's...
That sounds about right. Not only did he win, but he broke the fuck out.
Yeah, hold on. It happened. Allegedly happened in New Year's Eve. Hold on, let me see. Oh my God, Obafemi defeated Riley Osborne by pinfall.
In the breakout tournament.
Yeah, the breakout. That was the men's. Where the fuck was? All right, then when the fuck did we do the women's? Hello? What's happening? This does not want to cooperate with me. Oh, Lola Vice.
Yeah.
She's. That's
We
what I'm
knew that
telling you.
'cause
This
she had
year's
the
been so long.
She had the contract and she was doing the contract things.
And she made it a triple threat and she lost.
She was hanging out with Elektra Lopez before Legato remembered that Elektra Lopez got left behind in NXT.
Pepperidge Farm finally remembered.
Yep.
Wow.
You know,
NXT.
the destruction of Trick Mello Gang was this year. Kairi Sane returning, was that this year or was that last year? That was this year, wasn't it? Was it last year?
I mean, since we brought up Kylie, Damage Control turning on Bailey this year.
Yeah. Speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, Bailey's a given. Come on now.
Does Bailey get I think after this picture, Bailey gets a bye.
No, I'm bi. And that's when they turned on her.
Pam with the yams.
Even Io's looking.
She showed up in that. They're like, you know what? Fuck this. We're done. We're out.
Io said, God damn, look at Io's face in that picture. Like, come on. She knows.
Yeah, no, Bailey gets a bye.
That was a whole thing. DIY turned heel, like together.
Which was surprising.
Which was so surprising because
the return of the War Raiders, not the Viking Raiders, not the Viking experience. Valhalla is gone.
She just had a baby.
It doesn't matter. We're not doing stupid, like, full-on Viking gimmicks anymore. They're coming out like regular people who have Viking tendencies.
Yeah, Kevin and Kyle.
as they were when we first fell in love with them.
When I got to see them in NXT live, like, that's the War Raiders I remember. And
they are your tag team champions, defeating.
You want good, finally. Thank God. Just get the fuck out and get the fuck out of here with the Judgment Day. Judgment Day kicked out Damian and Rhea.
Spanish Rachel happened.
Spanish Rachel still happening.
Shout out to Tiffany, who joined us. Gave us Spanish Rachel.
Didn't they only defend the belts 3 times? Yeah, literally. They didn't defend those belts at fucking all. Which is insane.
It's not been a good year for Finn Balor.
We're forgetting a big one. And we're on different sides of this.
The New Day.
The New Day turning heel and being disrespectful as fuck to Big E.
Says you.
Also, Big E came out and came back.
Says you.
Says me.
Says you.
Says me. You're damn right. Says me. Yeah. No. Everyone seems to be team Xavier and Kofi. I am team Big E. I think Reek is also kind of team Big E. But, like, he's on the fence. I am team Big E. The man did nothing wrong.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. We're not going through. No, we've argued about this too many times. We're not doing this again.
We've only argued about it once, maybe twice.
That's too many times.
Woods
is wrong.
And Kofi are right.
And
all this time they could have been there for. He could have been there. He could have been their manager. He could have had their back. He was at the shows. He was doing. Remember what Kevin Owens said about Cody Rhodes when he was like, "You were in another company when I got jumped," and blah blah blah. And like, Big E was here. He was on the pre-shows. He was at the events. He could have had their back. He could have been there for them. He waited until they were going to break up to show up and be like, hey, guys, maybe I should step in and do something about this. Maybe, there's something wrong with our friendship. He waited.
God forbid he thinks that, two homies can handle it themselves until their dad has to come in and try and fucking fix it for him. Also,
that's not how friendships work.
I was so Team Woods when it was just him versus Kofi. I was like, no, Woods is right. Like, Kofi's being disrespectful. And now here we are, how the turns have tabled. I am Team Biggie, fuck Woods.
I do love that Noodle Neck, as you called her, Saraya, did post that picture of Woods with the camera and said, I don't trust men with cameras.
Did she actually post that, or was that fake?
I think she actually posted it.
Fucking Noodle Neck. I hate her. I think someone posted that in our Instagram, didn't they?
Noodle Neck is not on the list, by the way, but
good because she's not.
We do have our next round if you're ready.
I'm ready.
So number one, we've already talked about. One, Stephanie Vakir. Next up, we have someone that we haven't talked about who was actually a tag team champion this year. Who, speaking of disrespect, I got accused of being disrespectful because of, and honestly is one of my favorites in this tournament.
Hella Dawn.
In the gear that she wrestled Stephanie Vakir in her debut in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
no, you're being disrespectful to Alba, not Isla.
I said I got accused of being disrespectful because of her.
Because you were. You guys were blinded by the ass of
and because
Isla.
this has been very WWE heavy. One of the favorites from AEW, even though the first three were all AEW. Another person who's had a great year, one Anna Jay, because she went over and did some shit in Japan.
Yep.
We had hardcore Anna for a little bit.
Yeah, no, Anna Jay's had a hell of a year. And I love that for her, honestly. She deserved it.
Back to AEW, Scapegoat Jack Perry happened this year.
AEW has...
I mean, it also happened... Well, no, Scapegoat happened this year, yeah. CM Punk Real Glass stuff was before.
That was all in it, bruv. Last year was the Real Glass stuff. And then this year, he said, I'm going to drive a bus. It's a Scapegoat. I'm going to be with the Elite. Whole thing.
Anna, Stephanie, or Isla, who moves on for you?
I think Stephanie.
I think Isla.
I knew you were going to say Isla. I don't know.
Do I need to pull them up again?
And I know what they both look like. Shit.
We got anyone in the chat that wants to weigh in on this? Stephanie?
Really showing the class again.
Anna?
Shrugs and gay. I love that.
Or Isla Dawn?
I don't know if he's still awake. I'm going to text Reek out of context. Just to see what he says. I don't know if he's awake.
I'm not going to lie to you. I bet he says Isla Dawn too.
If I could fucking spell, my god. Stephanie Vakir, Isla Dawn, or Anna. I'm not even gonna include Anna Jay because he's gonna say it, not her.
And listen, that is not discounting Anna because it's amazing.
Literally no context. Just text him, Stephanie Figueroa. No context. Oh, since he's an iPhone now, I can see when he reads it. Which just makes life so much easier. Everyone needs to get an iPhone, so I can just like read when people see my shit. You know? It's still undelivered. He's probably sleeping.
He probably is. Everyone's out.
Oh my god, no, he just read it.
Oh.
I was gonna say, come on. Where is he? I thought he was gonna show up. Oh, it wasn't. It was not a response from him.
Rude.
Say you read my text, sir. Quote. Shit. ... Think I'm gonna go Stephanie.
Damn.
Thank you, sir.
Feel like I want to be a TC right now and pull out a veto.
No
but
vetoes.
I won't.
We're not playing the game.
Won't. Stephanie will move on. Stephanie will move on.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, Rick. What else happened this year?
What else? What was going on with us? I mean, we knocked our shows down to an hour and a half. We got rid of the pre-shows and the post-shows.
We moved the show to Saturdays.
The show's always been on Saturdays.
Or no, we moved getting off to Fridays and or Sundays.
Yeah.
Getting
we
off
moved
is
to 9. We bumped up an hour.
I think that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, we bumped up an hour.
Yeah. I don't know. What's going on with you?
Like in life?
Yeah, I don't know.
I repaired 2 showers in the last 48 hours.
Big moves.
I'm terrified because my dog ate a chicken bone and I don't know if he's okay or not, so I'm kind of waiting to figure that out.
Jesus Christ.
Might make for a shitty Christmas.
Literally?
Wow.
You're having a second child.
I got my wife pregnant.
Yeah.
I love how we both went about the same thing 2 very different ways.
Having a second child.
Got my wife pregnant.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff happening over there.
Oh, I recently, sans Katie because she couldn't make it out, but got together in person. So I talked about how I got to meet Melissa. I got to see Melissa again, but I also got to meet Shar in person in real life. I got to meet Jizzy and the aforementioned Keith Lee lookalike.
I mean, you met Jizzy last time we were out there.
Yeah, but I got to see her again this year.
Yeah, you get to see her again.
We went downtown. We saw the Christmas tree at Millennium Park. Went to the Kris Kringle Market. Did a little photo shoot. Benji was there. Benji is real. Benji exists.
Benji's a person. Can you believe?
We got into a fight with Vince this year over whether or not Benji existed.
True. We really did.
Vince left us for the Get Yo podcast officially.
Officially.
Now it's just you and me.
Now it's just
us. And our friends, without our friend Steve.
Steve.
As you can see, Steve's not here.
Reek did say he had some candidates, but he's wiped, so he's about to go to sleep. So he was going to originally be here.
Yeah. A prophet. As you're shrugging and gay, if you're still here. I did ask earlier on in the show, best men's asses, and Katie had a few suggestions like Damian Priest. I mentioned Cody Rhodes. Obafemi. Who else did we talk about?
Oh my god, we didn't even say Obafemi originally.
You know what? And even my boy Tony D'Angelo.
Listen, Tony D'Angelo respectfully can get it.
As a Sicilian, we've got a little bit of cake back there. We got some too.
Tony D'Angelo has no right to look as good as he does. Like sometimes he posts pictures of him in the gym, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, sweet Jesus. My taste in humans is all over the damn place. It's a great time. It's a great big me.
It is. Well, I guess we can go 3 more. I've got to type House of Black and AEW. All three at once. God damn.
Hell yeah. I mean, listen, Brody King. Ow.
You know what? Shout out to Brody King, because I have personally said that Brody King does not wrestle a style that I would prefer him to wrestle a guy his size. I feel like his strikes in AEW felt a little slow and or soft, but he really has had a hell of a year, especially with this Red Robin IHOP Continental Breakfast Championship Classic thing. But no, he had a hell of a showing last year. He's doing great this year. Yeah, no. Buddy Matthews is Buddy Matthews, and I have been an Aleister Black fan, a Malachi Black fan forever. And
Buddy Matthews and Rhea Ripley got married this year.
Buddy Matthews and Rhea Ripley got married this year. Speaking of which, one of our next contenders
better be fucking Rhea Ripley. You're damn fucking right it is. I mean, come on. Are we kidding?
Rhea has had a hell of a year.
She's not even real.
Who do we throw in with Rhea?
No one. She wins.
Well, I mean, there is her arch nemesis.
Nope. Get her away. Nope.
And we'll put those 3 together. Yeah, I guess between those 2, and you're going to go Rhea, so Rhea's going to move on. Because I have 3 more, unless you have any extra contenders after I share the next 3, which we can just do now. Okay. So, of course, can't go wrong. I mean,
Naomi's incredible.
Always has been, always will be.
I was just going to say always will be. Truth.
And then a little bit of ROH, just to, show some love. One Kiera Hogan.
Okay.
All year, every year.
Took me a second.
And last but not least, and we talked about her earlier because of the year that she has had here in WWE.
Here in AEW. Jade Cargill.
Jade, Naomi, or Kiera? You're going Naomi?
No, Naomi.
It's bad. Reek said he was going to sleep. Happy Christmas. Happy holidays. Alden, Danielson, as you pop up as we're scrolling through the last 3 contestants for Best Ass of 2024.
It's Rear. Excuse me.
Rear
End review. Come on now. I'm going Naomi. She's been a top contender for years.
She has. All right, so our list so far, we got Toni Storm, Jada Parker,
James Parker,
Bailey, Stephanie, Rhea, and Naomi.
Okay.
Who can we knock off that list?
Is it weird to say Toni?
I was thinking Toni as well. I think if we were to rank these top 6, or if we were doing a top 5, Toni would just fall to the 6.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe we'll just rank them top 5. Bailey's my vote for number 1. I know how you feel about Rhea.
I can agree. Rhea. I can agree with Bailey.
Bailey, I think Bailey wins it all. Especially this year, because Bailey has spent don't get me wrong, early hugger Bailey, like we had the tights and everything, but I feel like Bailey's been a little more open with accepting of the fandom. Those of
We got
us.
Bailey in shorts this year at one
We
point.
did get Bailey in shorts this year, which we've been
She
asking for years.
she wins with that alone. So
Bailey's number one. Number two, Stephanie, Rhea, Naomi, or Jada. Now, part of me, because we said that she's been in contention for years, feels it's only right to dub Naomi number two. But also, Rhea has been all about the cake this year.
I know.
I mean, making the thongs, doing the stink face.
Like, some people get all the fun,
And Jada has a long ways. Like, she's still young, right? Jada's going to be around for a while in our rear end reviews.
You know what's crazy to think about? I'm pretty sure did we have Toni winning last year, and now we don't even have her in the top 5?
I think so.
Which is insane. So. People have stepped up their cake game.
They really have this year. 2024 year of the cake. Which is crazy because last year was Clash of the Cakes. We had like 4 Clash of the Cakes episodes.
Something. Like you had any opportunity you took to make it a title, you did.
But Bailey got best ass this year. She's number 1. So are we doing Naomi or Rhea at number 2?
I think we do Bailey, Naomi, Rhea.
Bailey, Naomi, Rhea. And then it's between Stephanie and Jada.
Stephanie, Jada.
Really? You're putting Jada down at 5?
I think so.
See, I've got Stephanie at 5 because she wasn't even going to make this list for me. All right. And I love Stephanie, but I feel like for me, as great as the cake is on Stephanie, it's the whole package for me. It's her beautiful face. It's everything that sells me on Stephanie. It's not the cake. And while Jada that is the thing that first attracted me to Jada. And then everything came after that. With Stephanie, it was the presentation, the face, the horns, all of it. And all of that kind of overshadows the cake.
The fact that she looks like Kat Dennings.
Hispanic Kat Dennings. Spanish Kat Dennings.
Spanish Kat Dennings. I mean, you could, in that aspect, you could say that Jada actually uses hers to her advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
which
part
is
of her
another reason why
set.
Naomi is up there and number 2.
The rear view has been her finish for her signature.
Or as I call it, eating ass.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. I'm fine with Miss Parker
Jada,
and then Stephanie.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Parker.
All right. So, Bailey.
Pam with the hands.
Naomi.
You feel the glow?
Rhea Ripley.
Mommy.
Jada Parker.
Hey, Miss Parker.
And Stephanie Vakir, or for me,
Spanish
Well,
I asked an impartial third party with no context. Literally, I was gonna say, I will send you the screenshot. There literally is no context.
He knew what was up because he came back and said he had contenders. So,
because he probably remembered after the fact.
Yeah, he knew what was up when he made his choice. He knew what was up. Though I feel like if you seen that picture I posted, it might have been a different discussion.
I told him when he watches this at some point to let me know his feelings.
Oh, speaking of returns that we didn't even talk about this year, Cora Jade came back.
Chicago's own Cora did.
Chicago's own everybody this year. Chicago's own Tony D'Angelo, Chicago's own CM Punk, Chicago's own Montez Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago's own Cora Jade.
Yeah.
We had the indie stuff for NXT announced, whatever the fuck they call that.
The WWE ID.
WWE ID, that's what it was. And Chicago's own Smiley Kylie Ray announced.
Yeah. Honestly, I want nothing but good things for her.
And the millionth Fatu, the zillionth Fatu, Zilla Fatu. Apparently, Hickey Licker, Hikaleo got signed, but we haven't seen him.
At this point, they're all just going to show up at WrestleMania. And it's going to be all hell's about to break loose. No, they're all going to show up at the Tribal Combat on the first episode of Raw in 2025.
That's the thing is, like, I thought they were going to show up for fucking Bloodline War Games, and they didn't, which was insane to me.
But now they're going to show up for Tribal Combat. Because Solo's like, you leave your bloodline behind, I'll leave my bloodline behind. You know damn well y'all ain't leaving shit behind.
Nobody's leaving nothing behind.
Tribal Combat's a scam.
The only thing getting left behind is 2024.
I see what you did there. Which is crazy. Like,
it's in the rear view. I'm a double dad now. I got to double down on the dad jokes.
Jesus. I mean, I love good dad jokes. Like, that's fair.
Not only did I get my wife pregnant this year, but I was told I wasn't allowed to talk about our sex lives on air anymore this year. And
you still do?
I do not. I specifically say that I am not allowed to talk about when we had sex. Like today, I didn't talk about how we had sex today because I'm not allowed to talk about it.
You're ridiculous. Are you looking to make sure she doesn't see you, or are you looking at her other computer?
I'm looking at the other screen to close all the pictures of the butt that I had up.
The booty.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 2024. What a fucking year.
You guys, if you're watching this later or if you're here, go in the comments, let us know who you thought had the best rear of 2024. If you agree with our list, 1 through 5, who else you think should have been nominated for 2024's best ass?
I think.
Who'd we forget?
In 2025, when we do this again, because we will inevitably do another rear end review. We will have men on the list, like actually, like on the list.
Well, if you remember for next year, you can make a list of men. I will try to pay attention. Well, Death Taxes, Swallowing Havoc, and Rear End Review are all things that are guaranteed.
Yeah, and a Wall-Up Media collab in some way, shape, or form.
Also, Swallowing Havoc becoming a pay-per-view happened this year. Not a network special.
Yeah.
Full-on motherfucking pay-per-view this year.
NXT started, like, traveling again.
It's good shit.
It was a year.
AEW finally got on Max.
Yeah, starting in January.
But the deal's done and announced, and some of the content's already up there.
Yes.
Just a live simulcast starts in January.
Yeah, which will be cool.
Yeah.
Smackdown's moving to 3 hours in 2025.
And Netflix got announced.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about all of the legal things that happened with Vince McMahon, because that also happened this year.
Well, I mean, we mentioned that we lost Vince McMahon this year. Thank God.
Hallelujah. Because that man deserves rotten hell.
So much good did happen. And that was part of the reason I want to do this episode, was to focus on all of the good shit that we enjoyed that happened this year, because there was so much good in wrestling this year. You can get down and talk about all of the negativity and all of the terrible shit and blah, blah, blah. But that's not fun. That's not what we do here. We're here to spit and swallow and have fun and joke around and be perverted. Or at least I am. We switched our format back this year per Vince's request right before he quit on us.
I was going to say, he quit and he doesn't get to be part of the shit anymore. This is his fault.
Our fucking Big E.
Yeah.
But, we went back to me doing reviews this year. Running down the shows in my own unique way. And it's all about gangbangs and orgies and threesomes.
Yeah. God, this year's been so long.
But it's over, Katie.
Not yet.
Just like this episode. Thank you for joining me, running down 2024, talking about all of the fun shit that happened. I'm sure there's a bunch of shit that we left out that people enjoyed, and if we did, I apologize, and let us know what we left out, what we should have talked about, what you want. Let us know what you want more from us next year in 2025, what we should focus on, what you enjoy that we do. Yeah, let us know that in the comments. You can let me know. I'm gonna switch this up on you, Katie. At Smackin It Raw on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky. That's it. Those 4. Not on X. That's another thing that happened this year. I left X. I said fuck X and left it behind. All of those places, you guys can let me know that. Comments, DMs, whatever, as well as I said, youtube.com/creationworld, twitch.tv/creationworld. Leave us some comments there. Like, subscribe, do all of those fun things. Boost that algorithm, help us find new listeners. Katie, tell them where they can find the She Lead Showcase in 2025.
Yeah, She Lead Showcase will obviously be back in 2025. We are done for the year as well. You can find everything with that. Hold on. My Twitter is Katie Wrestling 13. I feel like I do this every time I blank. Katie Wrestling 13, the Linktree, I'm about to say everything She Lead Showcase. Twitch.tv/She Lead Showcase. YouTube.com/She Lead Showcase. Typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish. So you can check out everything there. We got fun stuff coming next year.
The She Lead Awards is up now. If you guys missed it, you guys can go check it out. That episode is available currently. How long was that episode, Katie?
58 minutes.
Perfect. So it's a full episode on.
It is.
Apple
I checked.
We're good. Yeah,
I
just
checked.
want to make sure that it wasn't like a 2-hour show, and I somehow am gonna only get an hour of it.
No. I pay attention now.
For the final time in 2024, I have been the patron saint of podcast and Warden Matt Ritter. She is the undisputed Trick Award Trivia Champion, Miss Katie Kinsey Bay. This has been your #1 wrestling podcast, formerly on Pornhub.
Formerly.